Disney on the front lines?
Disney on the front lines actually boasts how Donald Duck did more to get people to pay their income taxes than all of the propaganda campaigns combined. The Nazis. Wow. The Nazis were so taken by Disney's ability to program people to do all the things necessary for war that Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propagandist, actually adopted Walt Disney's methods and started making cartoons of their own to program the Nazi children to warfare.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a classic 1943 version of Chicken Little, and you can clearly see the outline of modern-day mind control at work in this story, where you're introduced to a coop of chickens that mirror human society. And so they have the lead big man on campus, the rooster, Cocky Locky, and he's the main chicken inspector, supervisor, and then they have the other classes of society, like the knitting birds and the gossiping birds and the birds that love going to the bar, you know, and just and then there's Chicken Little, you know, he's a little naive new egg, but they say he's generally a good egg. And then there's Foxy Loxy, and he's the sly, hungry fox who ponders the best way to catch a chicken, and he's put off by this tall fence. So he decides, you know, why should he jump into the coop and risk his life to catch one chicken when he can use psychology to get all of them where he wants to go? And so he has this little red book that he quotes out of during the cartoon, and the first tenet is, if you tell him a lie, don't tell him a little one, tell a big one. And this is straight out of Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
Hitler said, tell them a lie, they won't believe it unless it's grandiose.
They were actually going to use Mein Kampf on the cover of the book, but then they had to switch it in the end, and so then you'll see that the cover simply says psychology at this point.
Mm.
Wow, yeah.
And we kind of equate Alex Jones with Chicken Little.
Well, yeah. I mean, in the film, you know, the fox, he steals a piece of wood with a 5-pointed pentagram painted on it, and he throws it over the fence, and it hits Chicken Little in the head. And Chicken Little's all dazed by this, you know, pentagram. And the fox whispers through the fence, "This is the voice of doom and the sky is falling." And so Chicken Little rushes to warn all the other little chickens to show them the proof and the star and the bump on his head. You know, he's got evidence, right?
Yeah.
And so the chickens are all frightened until Cocky Locky appears as the voice of reason and identifies the star as just a piece of wood, you know, and the sky's not falling. So the fox is temporarily foiled, but he has other techniques up his sleeve. So he goes back to his book, and his book says, undermine the faith of the masses and their leaders.
Oh my gosh.
So the fox infiltrates the different social groups, you know, speaking to the fence, little voices in their heads. He's spreading rumors, and provoking the chickens to fight amongst themselves, and they demote, you know, Cocky Locky as the king of the roost because he's not believing in all of their,
propaganda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then the fox goes back to his book and he says, by the use of flattery, insignificant people can be made to look upon themselves as born leaders. And the fox convinces Chicken Little that it is his turn now, that Cocky Locky has fallen out of favor and he should be the one to step up and lead the chickens. So he screams that he's their new leader and begins to debate about the validity of the claims that the sky is falling. Then the fox throws another star over the fence and it hits Cocky Locky in the head. And all the chickens witness this event. You know, it's kind of like a false flag.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all run to Chicken Little for guidance. And so the fox counsels him to rush everyone to the caves and break down their secure fence in the process out of the protection of the farmer and his shotgun. And he leads them right down a path set up by the fox. And the moral of the story at the end is don't believe everything you read.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the fox was like, well, you didn't think this was going to turn out good, did you? Because he's got them all in his belly now.
Well, he's picking it too.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything.
Now, if I could just add a modern representation of this, now they've come out with a new version of Chicken Little. And I think it's even in like high-def 3D animation. This new Chicken Little actually portrays an acorn hitting Chicken Little in the head, and then the foe at the end is actually an alien invasion. Which turned out to be a fake invasion because they weren't actually evil aliens. But when we start to look at the puzzle that we're in now, and as they start to promote this alien invasion, the event, you know, you name it, well, Barack Obama was actually brought into office through a group known as Acorn, and will be bringing about a false alien invasion. So already they've got the programming
going. Look at this,
Crazy, right?